a late addition to the absolute freakout on CNBC.
The business community.
The business community. And the fascinating thing about this is you might recall, I think it was during COVID, I think it was, there was a lot of talk of the rich are going to flee New York. And I think we have like 150, 130 billionaires in New York and several 100,000 millionaires. And we hear about this all the time, like the capital flight. Like, remember how like Goldman Sachs, I think they were going to move their headquarters to New Jersey? And it turns out that rich people like living in New York because it's great for rich people. Now, it's possible that if you make New York great for working class people, for middle class people, then maybe it won't be so great for rich people. It'll just be 7/8 great for rich people. And that 1/8, of course, is that you're walking around with so many not rich people who are causing things like, well, I don't know. I mean, congestion pricing is you know, you can ride in your car now and not have to worry about it, but maybe, I don't know, maybe the size of the helipad is smaller because there's building, who knows? But they are freaking out. This is like reminiscent of Chris Matthews. People may not remember him. After Bernie Sanders looked like he was like on a roll in 2020, that he was afraid of being taken out into Central Park and being shot. I mean, the reason why they think Mamdani came out of absolutely nowhere in the past 72 hours is because they're completely out of touch.
It is not the closing of a steakhouse that David Zaslav likes to, and you like to go to. You and I have had dinner there a few times.
Yes, and you and I are going to recreate that place.
The rent's too high. You know what? The new mayor, potentially, of New York is going to freeze the rents, and everybody eats for free, so they don't have to worry.
Really?
Yeah.
Pause it for a second.
The rich.
Now, of course, the mayor is not going to be freezing commercial rents. I don't know that there's a mechanism to do that.
Or even all residential rents.
He's going to be freezing rent control rents, or hopefully. And while a rent freeze would probably slow the inflation of your steaks at your steakhouse, it would not make them free. But I get the joke. How much it would suck for you to go to your steakhouse and get free steaks.
A steakhouse is a very particular class of person's experience of New York City.
Oh, come on. Everybody goes where David Zaslav. Incidentally, I mean, this is a little far afield, but David Zaslav has wrecked so many companies by extracting millions upon millions of dollars from it. Like, if your argument is that he's going to scare the rich people who create all the jobs from New York City, I have some very bad news for about David Zaslav. This guy knows how to create value for himself. But go ahead, continue.
And everybody eats for free, so they don't have to worry.
Really?
Yeah.
But how about the rich?
No.
Do
Well,
they
no.
get shot?
No. Yes, they get taken
Are we
away.
kulaks?
Let's get that one more time.
No, yes, they get taken
Are we
away.
rich?
No.
Do
Well,
they
no.
get shot?
No. Yes, they get taken
Are we
away.
kulaks?
Yes, they
Is
get
this
taken
Lenin
away. We have to go.
in 23?
We have to leave now.
About
But
John
everybody
Lennon.
else, there he is, Mamdani.
Maybe he's more moderate
winning
than we
the
think.
Democratic primary for mayor and potentially a successor of Eric Adams. That said, there's still a general election to come here in New York. And by the way, you know, of course, we're here, we talk about it, but we are talking about a $2 trillion economy. It's not
Yeah,
nothing.
it is a, you know, in
He wants to get the rents down. One good way to do it is to stop all business and drive everybody out. That'll bring the rents down.
That's a very good point.
Right?
To Jersey, where I am.
Yeah. All right.
Whoa, wait a second. You guys don't even live here.
I'll go to Jersey where I already am. For tax reasons.
Exactly. There could be capital flight, which is going to raise prices and create more congestion in my neighborhood in New Jersey.
I hope they sell at a loss on their way out.
You know, I think Kramer was joking about the shooting, but is that going to be allowed? Are we open to that? Let's go back to let's go to the other CNBC. Let's go to Joe Kernan since we're in this neighborhood. This is number 7. This is his, Joe Kernan. This is what he is anticipating happening. Jim Cramer's worried about the rich being shot and free steaks for rich people, I guess. But here's what Joe Kernan, and it's fascinating because not only are these people incredibly wealthy, none of them seem to live in New York City. Good.
Controller. Becky's going to control it. No, but you know what? I don't want to go here, but Gotham. Have you seen what Batman is up against in Gotham and what the guy running for mayor?
This is Tim Pool-esque.
Yeah. These are grown-ups making an assessment of the mayoral race. And I just remind you, this is CNBC. If you're only listening to this, this is CNBC.
That's what rich people watch.
This is not Crowder. This is not Tim Pool. This is not some lunatic in, their mom's basement. These are grown men with ties.
Talking to investors.
I don't want to go here, but Gotham. Have you seen what Batman is up against in Gotham and what the guy running for mayor is up against?
Pause it for 1 second. I just want to say one more thing. Now, you mentioned Tim Pool, and I will say that Kernan's dye job looks like he's wearing a knit cap. So maybe that is the thread. All right, go ahead.
He's going to control it? No. But you know what? I don't want to go here, but Gotham. Have you seen what Batman is up against in Gotham and what the guy running for mayor is up against? That's what it reminds me of. They're taking Wall Streeters and make them walk out onto the ice in the East River and then they fall through.
Yep.
I mean, there is a class warfare that's going.
So what's happened here, I think, is
the rich type.
There's a division within the Democratic Party in New York City and New York State, and it's emblematic of the division that we see nationally. How far left does the Democratic Party want to go?
In Chicago,
it wasn't a winner in the national.
Of all people, the Chicago Tribune tried to save New York from itself. And
the New York Times told voters not to vote for the socialists.
Think about
The New York Times said yesterday that his joyful campaign brought new voters into the fold.
Yes, but then they said, please don't rank him on the ballot. They said they weren't going to endorse anybody, and then they said, because
Batman. I am Batman.
Oh, wow, a bunch of newspapers owned by capitalists are against the socialists.
You know what's fascinating about this? So this class war that they're talking about, would that involve Ackerman? Is that his name? Bill Ackman? The billionaire who donated to Andrew Cuomo, or Michael Bloomberg, the billionaire that donated to Andrew Cuomo, or the $30 million which I suspect probably came from very wealthy people. Like, the class war was existing 3 weeks ago and 6 months ago. It's just that you guys lost.
Yep.
In the primary. You lost. And to be clear, you lost to probably 80% of New Yorkers. 70% of New Yorkers. I mean, if that's where the class lines are, he lost to 70% of the city.
But what about the business community?
There's a split in the Democratic Party. It happens to be 70-30, but, Exactly the same exact. His dye job is sort of like one of those thermometers of money raising thing where you just sort of like, hey folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.